performance there. I spoke to you the other day and you were very, very excited and quite rightly so about this opportunity. Did it live up to the expectations?
Yes, of course. What an opportunity, to get to do this in Belfast. This is the stuff dreams are made of. This is what I used to dream as a young kid in Derry years ago. 4 years ago, I was a kid in Derry living with my parents. Surrounded by people who didn't want the same things as me. No one around me who believed in me. I made some hard decisions and a lot of sacrifices, and I moved to Belfast, chasing my dream. And the three men in my corner and Paul, they've supported me so much, and done so much more for me than I could tell people. I know what people would have any idea about. And I'm just so grateful that they've taken me in as part of the family and part of the team, and they invest so much in me, and I'm so incredibly grateful for it all, because without those men I would not be here. I really wouldn't.
I want to talk to you about that walkout. First of all, great walkout tune. You seemed to take it all in for a moment. You were standing and you spent a minute or two looking around at the crowd. What was going through your mind in that moment?
What a life, what a privilege it is to get to do this with my life. When I really connect to that and I appreciate that, it puts me in such a good headspace, such a good place to perform. And you can see that. You watch my past, 4 or 5 fights, I soak it up, I take it in. And something really clicked for me a few years ago when, I'm not sure where I heard it, but act like a superstar. And ever since I have, because I am a superstar. Whether or not I am right now, it doesn't matter, because I am in here, and that's what's important. And it will come. And when I go out there and I act like the superstar that I am, I perform like one. And you've seen that. You look at my past 4 or 5 fights, that's what, 4 first round finishes in a row. I'm just too good at this level. People are only starting to realise. I've been saying it all week, I've had the audacity to speak it out loud into the world. And I know people have laughed at me. I felt it all week, people looking at me like, am I supposed to be there? I have a baby face, I'm 21 years old, I don't look like I should be here, but I deserve more than anyone to be here, because I am that good, and people are just starting to know.
Thank you very much, Eoghan.
A call of yours, that's a future world champion right there, and you're speaking like you've got that mindset now. Talk to me about what moving to that gym, that fight camp has done for your mindset, because we can see like a shift mentally in you. We can see that you've moved up a gear as you're speaking up there.
Yeah. So obviously when I moved to Fight Academy, I was 18 years old, so young and probably immature, not knowing really what I wanted to do with my life. Obviously the sport, of course, but it seemed so out of reach for me at that stage when I was 18. One day I asked myself, what is the difference between me and Paul? What sets us apart? I have the same coaches as him, I've got the same team, I've got the same people around me, I'm now living in the same place. Only difference was the mindset. And with that, I had to be really honest with myself. And since then, I have worked so hard on my mind, and I feel like that is what sets me apart. And only now people are starting to understand, how I view myself, and how I talk about myself, and how I love myself, like a professional, like a world champion, like a superstar. Because I am in my mind, and it's only a matter of time until I am in reality.
One more from me. The PFL thing, you've signed the fight tonight. Has there been any discussion about a contract with the promotion? Or as far as you know, was this the one point that you've got with them?
They want me. I know they do. I know that the way fight offers after this, of course, fight good or not be. I just went out there and finished the fight in what, a minute? I'm coming off a 4-fight first round finish streak. Of course they want me. I've got the world beat. I'm 21 years old. I've got the back of the likes of, Paul, Reed, Big Paddy. Why wouldn't they want me? I am the next Irish superstar, and they know that. Congrats again, man. Well done, brother.
First of all, congratulations. How does it feel you get the first division win of the year? Does it feel like trying to set the pace for the rest of the card?
Yeah, of course. I just don't feel like there's anyone as exciting as me. Who's going out there and finishing people in the first round like that? I know, of course, the fights are incredibly high level, and it's really high level competition, but, I think it just shows. You heard the reception I got in there at the top of the crowd, all the kids there to see me, that means so much to me. I feel like it put a really good, I feel like PFL put me at the start of the cards because they knew it would fill out for me. All those kids were there for me, all the people in the crowd were there to watch me perform, and I feel like that they wanted me to set the tone for the card, and I did.
Second question here. So you're 21 years young. You're still so young, and you're already at kind of the highest levels here. What are you going to do now to kind of make sure that you shoot to the top like you're planning on doing? Like what's going on in your camp to make sure that happens?
All I need to do is the exact same I've been doing for the past 4 years. That's it. It's that simple. I have the right team around me. I've got the coaching. I've got everyone I need around me to become the best in the world. And I will be the best in the world without doubt. All I need to do is stay committed and focused and keep following my process. And I do. And that's what I'm best at. That is what I can control, is showing up, improving. Not just showing up, but being really attentive in training and taking things on board and learning and growing. So all I need to do is the exact same things I've been doing.
Yeah. So last question for me. So one of the things I really like to do, like to help promote the sport to kind of the next generation here. What do you say to kids who aspire to be, like yourself, at the highest levels here at such a young age? What do you say to them to keep them motivated?
I said it there speaking to Dan. I was in the crowd last year when Paul fought Bruno Miranda. I was in the crowd 4 years ago when Reece fought Burlinson and when Kevin fought here in the SSE. If you told me that 4 years ago, I'd be fighting here and I would finish that like I did, I don't know if I would have believed you. But I stayed true to myself. I made the hard decisions that I had to make. I made the sacrifices and I went all in, and I am all in. And if I can do it, why can't you? Genuinely, especially young kids in Fight Academy. They have such high level coaching from such a young age. If I can do it, why can't you?
Yeah. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Oh, can I get a picture real quick?
With the mic or?
Whatever works. Congrats.
Thank you.
Oh, and just a couple from me. You talked about how you're a superstar, and I see it. You're talking with a level of maturity that's beyond your age. You're performing out there with a level of maturity that's probably beyond your experience as well. But how important was the length of the amateur career that you had to be producing this on this big stage now?
Incredibly. I feel like I squeezed all the juice that I possibly could have out of my amateur career.
Yeah.
I had 15 fights in 3 years. So not only did I have a lot of fights, I had activity, which is so important. I fought 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago and I'm fresh. In amateur, I fought more or less every style. I got the different body types. I got experience fighting on big shows and small shows, fighting internationally. I fought in Serbia, you know what I mean? Like I fought in Liverpool, I fought in Wales. Although it didn't go the distance, I had 5-round title fights at amateur. I feel like I really, really got everything I could have, and I feel like that is a big factor now because I do feel so comfortable in the cage. I feel so comfortable in the walkouts, as you've seen. I'm soaking it all up and I'm enjoying it, and I feel like that is to come from that lengthy amateur career.
Yeah, nice. And what is the roadmap that your team, your gym has in store for you? And from come the end of 2026, how many fights would you have wanted to get this year?
I'll have to speak to them and see what they think, see what I think. But I trust them. Completely. I have full faith in my team. I believe in them so much, and they believe in me so much. So I'm happy to do whatever they think is best.
Come on. Based on that performance, the future's bright for you, brother.
The future is bright.
Nice one. Congrats.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
So I said you're representing Derry, and obviously Paul Hughes is supposed to headline, but now you kind of had to do the solo performance. How was it, especially getting that reception out there? Like, this is your first fight with the organisation and second pro fight. How was getting that outstanding response?
It is everything that I've seen it to be in my mind. I've seen that moment so many times. I've seen it in my mind so many times, and I just knew that it would be like this. I've known for weeks and months, and even like years ago, I knew that I would be fighting here, and I knew that I would get a pop. I knew that, and especially I feel like with Paul, unfortunately not being able to fight, that a lot of people came and seen me, the two of Derry's finest. I feel like because Paul wasn't able to fight, a lot of people decided to come and watch me anyways, and obviously now came on the recent stuff and watching the best the company has to offer. So I'm really glad that I could get in there and be early on in the card as well. to get the show packed out from the start and to finish like that and the reception that I did. I think that's just great for the show and great for the night.
Yeah. And only other question is there anything else you're looking towards? Any fighters, names that you're looking at to call in? Or just take what comes in front of you?
I don't mind. I don't mind, to be honest. I'm ready. I'm ready for it all. Like, there's no one really in particular that I have my eyes set on. I'm happy to do whatever the PFL think is right, whatever my coaches think is right. You know, I'm ready. I know how good I am, so I'll take on all comers.
Cheers,